Ever since I can remember, my mom always took care of people. Didn't matter if it was me or anyone else, she always treated them with a kindness that only a mother knows. As COVID 19 rampaged the world, the one question that always popped in my mind was, will my mom be okay? So I scrolled through the news articles and hear about the devastating news. I started to unravel the rich history of Filipino American nurses in the United States. But I wanted to know my mom's personal journey, what she truly felt on the front lines, and her thoughts during this entire situation. So I decided to do a one-on-one interview with my mom with a series of questions to understand her experience as a Filipino nurse during COVID-19.
Hello, my name is Buenavista. I am a staff nurse at Franciscan Health Crown Point, working medical surgical floor. I was an elementary school teacher before I became a nurse. I love teaching small kids, but because I have issues with my throat, wherein I lost my voice at the middle of the week and suffered from laryngitis, I told myself, I can't do this forever. So I decided to switch career. I came from a family of health workers. I have a sister who is a physician, cousins, sister in laws, nephews, nieces who are nurses and medical technologists. Seeing the satisfaction they feel every day in helping the people in their job inspired me to choose the field of nursing.
Do you think there's a difference being a Filipino nurse compared to other nurses?
Filipinos are known for having close and strong family ties. They place high regard and importance on their family before anything else. In other countries, when a person turns 18 years old, he or she can live away from his or her family. In the Philippines, we value our family so much that we keep them intact through the years. The love for family and respect for the elderly is rooted in every household. The younger ones often take care of the older members of the family. We hardly have nursing homes or nursing institutions in the Philippines. This traditional family value is what makes Filipino nurses distinct among the others. We treat our patients like a family. Being away from home can be very lonesome, and so the patients that are placed under our care become our family. Life in the Philippines is also hard. So if you are given an opportunity to work abroad as a nurse, you value and treasure that privilege and do well at it because of the economic benefits, career mobility, and a better life for you and your family. Filipino nurses will work 2 to 3 jobs in order to provide for the family and send money back home. So, the importance and love we put to our job is very significant.
Are you aware of the statistics about Filipino nurses about COVID 19?
Filipino nurses make up 4% of the US workforce, and nearly a third of the nurses who have died of COVID 19 in the US are Filipino nurses. And because they are most likely working in acute care like ER, ICU, and medical surgical units, many Filipino American nurses are on the front lines of care for COVID 19 patients.
What was it like to work as a nurse during COVID 19?
Terrifying. It was chaotic. Everyone's learning together. Nursing is usually very much like, what's wrong with you? Here's the treatment plan. Here's the intervention. Here's the goal. But with COVID, we don't really know. So we're going to try this. Then you're off for a couple of days, and when you come back, oh, we decided to change everything. COVID is such a new thing. We definitely struggled at the beginning. The PPE and the equipment we use is constantly changing, and we find new things and run out of supplies. We saw people in other countries wearing full hazmat suits, and then they're telling us just to wear masks and goggles. CDC had guidelines that are like, in an ideal world, this is what you use. In other circumstances, this is what you can use. Through all the chaos, we become close with our coworkers. We're constantly checking in with each other, and we're all able to talk about how uncomfortable we are and how stressed we are. The worst part of it is seeing COVID patients die alone. I have patients wherein I have held their hands, listened to their fears, wiped their tears, and held back my own. All while the virus particulate is circulating around us. I have made calls to family to tell them their loved ones is not getting any better, or telling them there's nothing else we can do.
Do you have any fears while you're working?
The risk of acquiring infection is innate to healthcare. Therefore, effective infection protection and prevention practices are paramount to both ensuring safety and combating fear. However, in the face of COVID-19 pandemic, deviations were common due to scarcity and shortage of PPE. We fear going to work for lack of protection, fear of carrying the virus home and infecting our family and friends. This lead to high stress and exhaustion among nurses. Nurses are working around the clock during dangerous and distressing circumstances. Therefore, protection of nurses should be viewed as a moral obligation of their facilities and of the government, because this is imperative in safeguarding the public safety and stemming the spread of COVID-19. Every single day I left for work, I pray to God's protection, strength, and courage to be able to carry out my duty, my task, and my role as a nurse during this pandemic. And I also pray to God to make me an instrument of His healing love to every patient I encountered. I will continue to advocate for my patients and myself for a better tomorrow. It is by grace of God and the prayers of my family and friends that got me through this pandemic, and for that I am grateful.
As I wrapped up my interview, I realized the heavy burdens my mom has carried throughout these years, both before and during COVID-19. While I cannot lift these burdens from her, the least I can do is highlight her story and show behind the scenes look of the challenges Filipino American nurses currently face.